Hello and welcome to another video. As you can tell from the title, this is my March reading wrap up. It was a pretty good month for March. I read 14 books, which is so good. However, if you look at it, 8 of those were in 48 hours and the rest was spread out the rest of the month. So overall, it sounds like a really good reading month, but I was pretty slumpy for most of it. But 14 books is still such a good number for me and for anyone really. So yeah. And for page count, it was 5,028 pages. So again, still a really good number. That is actually my lowest number of pages in the month this year so far, but we are only in the 3rd month and, you know, need to give myself a break and not be so hard on myself because that is my issue. But it was a really good month. There was no DNFs. There was 1 3-star, 10 4-star and 3 5-star. So overall, a really good month for me. So let's just get stuck in. So the first book I read was Feast of Fools by Rachel Caine. This is the 4th book in the Morganville series. This got a 4-star. It's been consistently 4-star for this series on my rereads and on my original reads. I really enjoy this. And this one heavily features Bishop. So obviously in the end of the 3rd book, Bishop arrives, and the books with Bishop in are some of my favourites. I absolutely love them. And yeah, and I love this. It's pretty standard on the, I'm not going to go into my individual core pile ratings, by the way. I did it last month and I just didn't like how it felt, so I'm just going to like not really go into it this month. But the Morganvilles are very basic on they're very consistent on the different aspects. So characters always seem to get a 9 because I just love the characters so much. This one I think was a little bit higher for enjoyment just because Bishop fascinates me. So yeah. Next up we have Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. This one got 5 stars, had no like question at all that this would get 5 stars. However, the ending annoyed me. And obviously the ending didn't really affect my overall ratings for each section, although they could have, because I think they were mostly 9. They were all 9s apart from enjoyment, which was a 10. And I think a couple of others might have got 10 as well if it weren't for the ending. Like, the ending really annoyed me and I wasn't happy. A character makes a confession and I was not happy with it. I don't think the story needed that at all. And yeah, but I did really enjoy this. Anna Lightwood continues to be one of my favourite characters. Alistair continues to break my heart. I love him so much. I also love Thomas, which is why Alistair's breaking my heart. But we're not going to go into that because we'll get into spoiler territory. But absolutely loved this as per usual. Next up, Lord of Misrule by Rachel Caine, which again, this is the 5th book in the Morganvilles. And this one, again, very heavily features Bishop. The entire book is Bishop and absolutely love it so much. Yeah, and this one also has a massive storm that involves a tornado and I absolutely love that aspect. Like, it was so well done. Like, I love tornadoes, I love volcanoes, I love anything with that in. So when it happened in this, I was just like, my mind was blown. And I forgot that on my reread, I forgot it was this book that the tornado happens in. So absolutely love this. Next up we have Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I really enjoyed this. So this is Greek mythology, obviously with a twist. And this one really shows, this got a 4-star. I want to say that, 4-star. This one really shows just how brutal and selfish the Greek gods and goddesses are. And I loved it. And this is sort of like, there's a game in it. But it's not like a sort of tournament that's all fun and games. It's not. People die and I just, yes. I don't really know what else to say about this. I've been trying to write a review for this one and I just can't put my thoughts into words. And it's really bugging me now because I really enjoyed this and I want to talk about it more. But I think I might have talked about it a little bit more in my Bookopoly-thon vlog because I read this during that. But yeah, I absolutely loved this. It was amazing. Next up we have A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Cover. This Also got a 4-star. I really enjoyed this. I've heard some very mixed reviews and a lot of people have not liked this, but I loved it. It is very fast paced, which was helpful because I read it in a 48-hour readathon. This has your typical enemies to friends to lovers to enemies to lovers, and I'm here for it. I absolutely loved it, and if you read this and like it, I highly recommend at the end of this book, and it even says here, not ready to say goodbye to Luella and Eldest, blah 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 blah. That's spoilery, I can't tell you. Learn how you can get the bonus scene for free, and it gives you the website, and I highly recommend checking out the website, signing up, getting that free chapter, because that chapter is what I needed after this. I literally went straight to the website, downloaded it, and instantly read that chapter. It was bliss. Loved it. So yeah, highly recommend this. Loved the characters, loved the intrigue. I just loved the story, like the plot, the writing. I just loved it. And this is a set of standalone books that are set in the same universe, so I would definitely be picking up the second book when it is out. Next, we have a BookTube favourite recently, and that's Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa. This one got 4 stars, and I'm actually pretty shocked it came out as 4. When I was reading it, I genuinely thought it would be a 5-star. I really enjoyed this, but when I put the numbers through Corpile, it came out as a high 4-star. No, not even a high 4-star. It came out as a mid 4-star. So I'm very confused with the rating, but you know, it is what it is. This is why I like Corpile, because I would have automatically given this a 5 if I was just doing it just from me. And when I've sat and thought about the individual things, it's actually a 4-star. So, but I really enjoyed this. I love Desmond Flynn. Desmond is not a sexy name, but when you make him the bargainer, yes, there is. So there was actually not as much smut as I thought there was in this, and I was actually okay with that. I really enjoyed the plot in this. The plot was really intriguing. So we have Callie, who is a siren, and obviously Desmond is the bargainer. He's a fairy, and I liked the dual timeline in this. So as well as the current timeline, you also get glimpses of Desmond and Callie before Desmond disappeared for 7 years. And you find out how they meet at the very beginning. And I really enjoyed their story and how they got to this point. And then the end is pretty creepy. Actually really creepy, and was here for it, and I'm very excited to see how like the consequences of the ending of this like follow on in the second book, which I got for my birthday, if you see my book haul. So hopefully maybe read it soon. Next we have P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved series, and I borrowed this off my friend. I really enjoyed the first one. I'm not a massive fan of contemporary, but I really enjoyed the first one, and I definitely wanted to continue the series, so my friend lent me hers. This came out as a 3-star. This was my 3-star of the month. I did really enjoy it. However, characters and atmosphere both got a 6 for this, and I do genuinely think that if I was 16 and reading this, it would be higher. I genuinely do think the lower rating is purely me, the fact that I am 28. I was 27 when I read it. I purely do think it's just the fact that YA contemporary just doesn't hit the same way as it used to, because I'm not in the actual demographic age range for it. But I did still really enjoy it, and I'm definitely going to be picking up the 3rd book eventually at some point. And I'm very much looking forward to watching the films with Charlie when we can eventually be near each other again. But yeah, I did really enjoy it, even though it's not like my favourite thing ever. But it's fun, it's quick, it's light-hearted, and yeah, I really like it. And I continue to love her little sister Kitty. Kitty cracks me up. She is your stereotypical annoying little sister. I'm Kitty. I am the stereotypical annoying little sister. I'm the youngest of my siblings and I am the kitty. I definitely would have sent letters that my sister had written to boys she loved if she had done that. I'm definitely Kitty. Anyway, yes, 3 star, really enjoyed this. We'll read the 3rd book. Next up, we have my favourite book of March, which when you have a Cassandra Clare book on there, this is a big deal for me. And that's Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. This was so good. If you can't tell, this got 5 stars. I am obsessed with this. I absolutely love Amari. So, one of my favourite things about this is there's something at the ending which opens up for the 2nd book, and it was just so wholesome and lovely, and I loved it. And I like how not everything was wrapped up. It was wrapped up enough, and there was betrayal in this, which I love betrayal in a book. Like, it hurts me when the main character is betrayed, but I still love it. It hurts me and I love it. I'm a glutton for punishment. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about this except I really loved it. Like, I could go into so many details about this, but they would be spoilery, so I don't want to do that. But this got almost 9 stars all over, and then enjoyment was a 10. There was nothing about this book I didn't enjoy at all. And then logic did get an 8 because, you know, some things were a little bit illogical, but they were not enough to bring anything else down. I still loved them, and I cannot wait for further books in this series. I actually originally thought this was a standalone, and I got very excited when I found out it's not. So expect to see this on my top 10 of 2021 because this is right up there with Akasuf. Next we have Buffy Volume 1. So this is the modernized retelling kind of. And so obviously, like, Buffy has an iPhone. This is set in 2018, I believe, and it's very different to the TV show. And I really like how Xander is portrayed in this. Like, I'm really excited to see how much further this goes. Atmosphere, intrigue and logic got a little bit lower. They got a 7. I think it's just because I'm so stuck in the TV show. So I need to remember that this is not the TV show. This isn't. This is separate. So I think I'm going to try and remember that when I go into volume 2, 3, 4, whatever. But I did really enjoy this, and I just, yeah, I just really love this. Also, I just want to say, the art style in this is amazing, and I really love the fact that, obviously, right, this is spoilers for Buffy, the TV show, but, you know, it's been out for like 22 years, so, you know. In the TV show, Willow does not come out as gay until series 4 or 5. It's been a while since I did my rewatch, so bear with. She's already out and has a girlfriend in high school in this, which I think is really lovely, because, although it does make me sad that means she probably doesn't end up with Oz at any point, and Willow and Oz was like one of my favourite couples. Like, I wanted to be in that couple, because this was my bisexual awakening. I didn't know whether I wanted to be with Oz more or Willow more, and I was very confused. Then I discovered what bisexuality was. But anyway, loved this. Love that Willow already is out and openly has a girlfriend in this. I love how Xander's portrayed, and I love how already we have all the characters in this that we know and love. So Spike and Drusilla are already in this. Anya is already in this. However, I do think that means that Anya and Xander won't end up together, because Xander is in high school and Anya meets Xander in high school. But, you know, she's a, like, however many thousands of years old demon she is. Anyway, enough of the TV show spoilers. If you haven't seen the TV show, I am sorry, but it's 22 years old. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about Buffy now. Can't remember if I said this got a 4 star Next up we have Monstress Volume 1 by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. This got a 4-star. However, I'm very unsure about this. I'm very confused by the storyline, but I was very intrigued by this, and the art style. Look at the artwork. It's just amazing artwork, and I just absolutely love it. So I'm very much considering continuing the series, but I did really enjoy this, and it's creepy and beautifully written, and I just look. Yeah, anyway, I did enjoy it, but I was confused by the story. There's like a dual timeline with it, but it's confusing, and I'm not really sure where the story is going or what the story is. I feel like there's not a lot of like world building, which I know is probably harder to do in a graphic novel, but I don't know. I'm probably talking a load of crap, but oh well, let's move on. Next up we have Love Creekwood by Becky Albertalli. This is a very short novella. This is set a year or after the events of Love, Simon, so a year after Leah and the Offbeat. They've been at college for a year, and obviously they're all at different colleges, and this is a series of emails that they send back and forth to each other, and it's just so wholesome and lovely. Simon and Blue. So it's been more than a year since Simon and Blue turned their anonymous online flirtation into an in real life relationship, and just a few months since Abby and Leah's unforgettable night at senior prom. Now the Creekwood crew are first years at different colleges, navigating friendship and romance the way their story began, by email. The characters section on Corpile for this got 10 out of 10. I know so many people absolutely hate the characters, especially Leah. I'm not going to go into it, but I have a reason for my love for Leah. I know she's not the greatest person, but I have reasons behind it. I'm not going to go into it on this. I think I've talked about it in my Bookathon vlog, but I really love the characters in this. Obviously, plot only got a 5 for this because it's literally got no plot really. There's kind of a plot, which is why I didn't get nothing, but it's just emails. But it does tell a little story on the emails, but I really enjoyed this, and it was just wholesome, and it was lovely to be back with the characters and not in a full-length novel. It was just a little snippet back into the life of them, and yeah, I just really loved it. Next up we have Carpe Corpus by Rachel Kane. This is the 6th book in the Morganville series. This one's a bit chunkier. This one, again, Bishop, and I really love this one. I think this is one of higher up on my favourites. I just love the like deception. Claire doesn't know who to trust always, and people don't know whether they can trust Claire for reasons that I'm not going to go into because spoilers. But I really loved it. I don't really know how much I can say about this because it's the 6th book in a 15-book series, but absolutely love this series, loving my reread, and really loving that my mum and my sister are absolutely adoring these books as well. It makes my heart very happy. Next up we have a book that almost knocked Amari off my favourite book of the month, but it did not. And that's A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabaa Tahir. This is the final book in the Ember in the Ashes series, and this book broke me. One of my favourite things about this was how it was ended. Certain authors that I love, you'll know who I mean, always have very convenient endings. So she puts the characters through hell, but you know they're all going to be okay. Sabaa Tahir does not do that. She hurts you and you know you're gonna hurt. And I really loved how not everyone makes it out of this story alive. And as much as it hurt me, I kind of knew, one character in particular, I knew the moment they did a certain thing, they were gonna die. And I was correct. 2 pages later, they're dead. Another character, again, right, there's a theme with this book. Men not listening to women. So clearly, men should listen to the women. But the other main character death, I think, broke me a little bit more. But then there was also this really wholesome moment near the end as well, where one character does something and my heart was literally bursting. I was so happy, and I was like, I was crying from the events that had just happened, and then I was crying more because of just how wholesome this thing was. But I thought this ended really well. Sapata here ended this series exactly how it needed to be ended. Not everyone had a happy ending, but there were some happy endings, and I am in love with this series. It is a new favourite series for me, and this book was my favourite of the series. I absolutely adored it. And then the final book I read in March was a reread, and that was my reread of Truthwitch by Susan Dennard. Obviously I'm reading this for the Witchlands along. I actually enjoyed this more the second time round. It did still only get a 4-star. It did still get a 4-star. But my enjoyment, I think, was a bit more this time. I mostly listened to the audiobook along with the book, along with the physical book, and I did really enjoy it. I loved being back in this world from the beginning again, and I actually forgot that Aiden, or Adian, I don't actually know how you pronounce his name. I've always read it as Aiden, but then that would mean the U was before the D, but it's not. I'm going to keep calling him Aiden because I want to, and I'm used to it. So I forgot Aiden comes into it in the first like 10-15 pages, and I was like so happy because I love Aiden, my little blood witch. But yeah, I really enjoyed being back in this world and seeing how it all started again. I'm very excited to continue my reread for this next month, or rather this month, with Windwitch. And yeah, I don't really know much else I can say about it. But I love the different types of magic in this. It really fascinates me, this world that Susan has created. Like, it's absolutely incredible. But yeah, this got a 4-star. So that was all of the books I read in March. It's a pretty good list. I'm very happy with that. Few rereads, a new favourite, and ended a series. So pretty happy with that. Pretty happy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've read any of the books, let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.